Wow. We, of course, don't expect people to have their puppet on their hand while in the bathroom, but everywhere else, we'd really like to insist on it. We also like to make sure that our hors d'oeuvres are all finger foods. There will be plenty of cocktail tables spread out so people can put down their drinks. We even made sure all the food for dinner itself is portioned so that it can be eaten in bite sizes with just a fork and not having to use a knife. We really think it would make for a special day. We only get to do it once and think that this will be an event that all our guests will remember for a lifetime. We had a hard time believing that once they're there, they wouldn't have a blast. So Reddit, are we the assholes for making what we think is a silly but harmless and reasonable request for our special day? So, are they the assholes? I think they're serial killers.
Who the fuck are they hanging out? Like, how do they even have friends?
Do they have friends?
Also, if they have friends, how do they have friends that are the type of human beings that would be friends with them and have a problem with this? I think if you're already friends with them, you're pretty much on board with so much other shit. Because this is just one aspect. And this is a couple.
Yeah.
These are two people that found each other. They were already like this. You think they couldn't find other people like this? It makes it hard to believe that they're telling the whole story.
Well, see, then I wonder, though, because it's a wedding and there's all these, like, social obligations around a wedding. Like, you're supposed to invite, like, your cousin that you don't really talk to and your auntie and your grandma. So maybe those are the people who don't want to
They don't want everybody to know they're furries. You're not as proud about it at the wedding as you are on Facebook.
Well, I mean, the people at the wedding might not be proud of it because, I mean, there's times I've been invited to weddings I don't want to go to because I'm not that close to the people getting married, but, you know, technically related or you've known them for so long, and I would not fucking wear a puppet on my hand for some shit like this.
They're also wicked boring. Like, skip to the reception part. Let's get to the booze. Wrap this up. Why are we even going in the church at all? Do that on your own time. Why do we all have to participate in the fucking boring part? Fuck all that. Do that shit in the courthouse. Whoop wop. Skip to the reception. That's the tangent.
I'm not sure that the reception would be good because these people are supposed to be wearing the puppets at the reception too.
Yeah, also, how are you supposed to play and... No, I'm not here to work. That's the problem. I'm not here to work. It's your fucking wedding. You chose to be this fucking abstract in your lifestyle choice as a couple, but you also demand to be a part in normal patriarchal ceremonies like a wedding? No. If we're going to do that, we're going to do it the normal way where I don't fucking work. I came here for the free booze, the free lunch. The most expensive part of my contribution is gas money to get here, and I bought a suit.
And a gift. You're supposed to give a gift when you go to a wedding.
And which there should always be a gift left over that someone gave you that you didn't want. You didn't want that fucking coffee maker. Rewrap it, re-gift it. Then they'll rewrap it, re-gift it until planned obsolescence decides that when someone finally does plug that thing in, it just blows the fuck up. And then fucking Lizzo comes out dancing while men follow behind her complaining about her weight. That's what actually happens.
That's what actually happens. Yeah, and I'm sorry, I'm looking at the quote tweets of this. Someone actually said, I genuinely don't think they're wrong for this. People ask guests to travel to far off destinations all the time for weddings. This is less than that. What?
Man, I don't want to just arbitrarily prefix something with culture. I want to say wedding culture so bad.
No, wedding culture is absolutely a thing. And also the person who said that has 27,000 followers, so they're not a fake account. Like, people are actually supporting this fuck shit. All right, fine. I would never do this.
This is the culture we're in. This is the shit that these people are on.
And also, I think it is appropriate to say that we have a wedding culture because we really do. Like, weddings are a very big business. Everything from, like, venue rentals to, like, there's entire shows about just buying a wedding dress. Like, it's literally a reality show where they just go, I haven't seen that shit in years, but I think they have like 2 or 3 brides to be, and it's just, you know, them trying on different dresses and picking a dress for their wedding day. That's a fucking TV show.
And isn't it like a completely, utterly fucking useless garment beyond that?
Yeah, you never wear it again.
Yeah, like what happens if rain gets on it?
It gets wet.
Yeah, but do they clean well?
You have to have them dry cleaned. And actually, most people have them like after the wedding, they have it like dry cleaned and then put into like plastic or something to preserve it. Which actually, the people who adopted me, she fucked up her wedding dress. Because she, when she put it in the packaging, she put her bouquet in with it. But then when the flower is discolored, it discolored the dress. So there's just like this like big like color splotches on the front of the dress. Yeah.
Why don't you just call it Karen's tie-dye?
Karen's tie-dye.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's that. It's the rental places, right? It's a big thing to do the venues, the bachelor parties. That's like part of American culture, right? It's your last chance to get some, bro. Bachelor party, right? Like that's a part of the culture. Fucking the whole thing. The whole thing. I hate it.
Not a fan.
No, and yeah, fuck all that puppet shit. Those people sound.
No puppet shit.
No
all right. And again, folks, if you're tuned into the Facebook Live, you are watching us make clips.
Yes.
The eclipse.
Might be.
All right.
All right. What are we doing next? Are we doing something serious? Are we doing something fun?
Oh, I could pull directly from me own little notes of show here.
Notes of show.
Yes.
Okay.
Have you heard of such things?
I mean, it sounds like show notes, but whatever.
No, they're notes of show.
So show notes.
Oh, no, this is good. Here we are. All right. So, the folks over at femalista.com, in which I don't know why they don't just have womensrightsnews.com, because this is basically women's rights news website, but they call it Femalista. But then also it's GUCMAKALE.com. I don't even think that's an English word. And it's like, can y'all fucking pick one way? Like, it's so hard to find news by these folks, and they do cover stuff that I actually want to read about. All right, so article up, not attributed to a particular author, September 3rd. Today is the 4th. And let's just hop right into where it actually matters. And Cassie Arnold is a mother and an arts educator from Texas who decided to create a chilling reminder of the danger that kids in America face in schools. So she sent her daughter to first grade in a dress sewn together with Kevlar, the material used to create bulletproof vests. She shared a photo of her daughter on Instagram, and quickly it became a very important topic of conversation. You can check it out for yourself below. I think it...
Okay.
Does it seem a little funny style that it's not like, no, this is because I actually legitimately expect a shooting to happen?
She does not legitimately expect a shooting to happen. I can tell by looking at the dress.
I'm making my kid my art so that I'll get more fucking, sales.
I mean, I think maybe it's a political statement about gun violence in schools. It's definitely about using the kid's picture to get more clicks. But, like, I have to be honest, and this is going to sound like really horrible, but... if you seriously thought your kid was gonna get shot, you would have made that shit long sleeves and ankle length.
Yeah.
I can see her kneecaps. I can see her shins. I can see her elbows. I can see her shoulder. So for folks if folks can't see it, if you end up listening to the audio, it's basically sort of like the pinafore style, right? So it's got like the blouse underneath, and it's basically like a long tank toppy type dress for people who are unfamiliar with the style. It's very common for young girls, But because like the arms aren't covered, the legs aren't covered, there's no way that you're going to convince me that that thing's actually going to stop bullets. Because since we're talking about school shootings, let's be honest about that shit too. Children have very small bodies. A fucking AR-15 bullet in a kid's leg can kill them. They can bleed out from that.
Even if the bullet hits the fucking bulletproof part, like... There's still the impact. You're probably gonna fucking die. And then what Lawrence O'Donnell kept stressing on MSNBC after the Uvalde was, I think this was in court, or it was like from the coroner's report, but they were like, oh yeah, now these bullets literally decapitated the kids.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Shit like that. Like, I don't think people realize how tough like AR-15 bullets are, or how small these children are, and what these bullets are doing to their bodies. Like, a little fucking Kevlar covering from, your collarbone to your navel ain't gonna protect you from shit, my friend.
Telling you, somebody white, like, this is within your culture. So, like, are you gonna be the white person of when your child is the one that's torn up by these bullets? Are you ready to go ahead and have your Emmett Till moment? Do you have it in you to fight against these murderous, brutal sides of your white culture?
Which I gotta say is also a fascinating part of racism, because every time they share one of our stories like that, they have to do it to raise awareness.
Yeah.
Why am I seeing all these pictures of dead white children everywhere?
And it's not because I want to see them, but it's because it's the right strategy.
Right.
I said this shit, hell, 10 years now. This is 2022. 10th year podcasting. I'm pretty sure it was my second episode was the Sandy Hook shooting, because I was literally live and turned on the TV and it was happening while I was live.
Yeah.
And for 10 years I've been saying, show the fucking pictures.
Yeah, I don't know if that would actually work, though, because I do think when they say it's to bring awareness, they're lying, because we're already aware. I don't think we need more awareness. But no, if they're going to argue that they have to show everyone else's tragedies, then that should include your own as well.
I think it also, well, like what you're saying, it won't, they're already aware, but I think it's better. This is that thing where it's like pointing out Republican hypocrisy. We're still doing that. Yes, because every day a new young person turns 12 to 18 years old and they have to learn this now because no one's teaching them.
I can see that.
And I think with the ways that we can run propaganda now is like how I can run a faded screen over another screen, right? Like this shot right here where I have the huckster therapist over the Mr. Williams labor hood, right? Like you can have those ripped up children's bodies over some evangelical Christian and have it juxtaposition side by side on the faded screen, calling themselves pro-life while arguing for their guns over a mass shooting with the ripped up child's body, all of that in the same shot, and make them deal with it. Right? And then, you know, of course, add in the fucking Celine Dion vocals or whatever the fuck. The,
Yes.
"In the arms of an angel."
That's Sarah McLachlan, but yeah.
Oh, because it'll send a hater to meet Jesus, or yeah, I named my gun Sarah McLachlan because it'll send
you to the arms of an angel.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
no.
it. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was trying to think. I was like, man, that was a hot fucking movie.
Yeah, I think that actually is. I mean, I can't answer it for white people, but something that I think white people should really be having an internal discussion about is why are we so scared to have that Emmett Till moment? Because, like, y'all know it's happening.
Yeah.
Why aren't you doing it? And you need awareness to raise problems about everyone else's shit, right? So how come, you know, this awareness isn't going to help y'all? Like, let's get aware. If that's what y'all are serious, if you're serious about awareness, let's fucking get aware. You know? If
you're serious about awareness, let's fucking get aware.
I'm just saying.
Ooh, excuse me. And here, I have faster internet now.
Oh. You open up the chat room?
Yeah, Blog Talk Radio chat. Nice. Which it will not be populated. It is Blog Talk Radio ain't hitting like it was before. I should probably start using Spreaker, right? Like they're the popular ones. But that chat is open because I know that I did share the Blog Talk Radio to the Facebook a bit.
Okay.
Let's see. Was there more to this?
Oh, I don't think so. I just think she's being dishonest about that dress being bulletproof. It doesn't cover enough of the body. And she should have made a hat to go with it, really.
Damn. Phoenix Calida not goofing around.
What?
And yeah, should have made a hat to go with it. Why is this kid not dressed like Meg Griffin?
I mean,
yeah.
You kind of wonder.
Splaining to do. All right. Dance it on forward. Buddy Chief.
What have you got?
Folks are watching us make clips. I know that.
They are watching us make clips. Do you want me to go or do you got the next one?
Miss Ma'am, I might as well pass the old microphone-y-ono on to you. Come on.
Okay, because I don't think we've covered the murder of Tristan Bailey yet, have we? I don't think we have.
No.
So, yeah. So, if folks don't know, Tristan Bailey is a 13-year-old girl who was murdered by a 14-year-old boy.
Okay, what did he feel entitled to?
I like how you're asking that as if we don't already all know the answer.
Jesus.
St. Johns County detectives are investigating the death of 13-year-old Tristan Bailey, and they found not only bloody clothing and sneakers in the bedroom of her accused killer, Aiden Fucci, but also a notebook containing drawings of, quote, a violent nature. Among the drawings referenced in the reports was an illustration depicting a satanic element, including a pentagram. Another drawing showed a nude female with red X's over her breasts and genitals and what appeared to be blood coming from several wounds. When 14-year-old Fucci was put into a sheriff's office interrogation room and told by his parents that Bailey was dead and he was the last person who had seen her alive, he replied, would you like to guess how he replied?
No. Ugh, how did he reply?
How is that my problem?
How is that his problem?
Gotta kill that one. 14, so young, but later in the interview, the report said Fucci admitted he had kissed Bailey and she reacted by grabbing him, so he pushed her down and she hit her head. He said he then walked away. Okay. Kids are really bad liars. Toxicology found no indication of sexual assault, although there were handprints on Bailey's thighs that were not hers. The autopsy confirmed what State Attorney R.J. Larissa said last month. Holy fuck. Bailey was stabbed 114 times, and at least 35 wounds were over the head and neck area, and many of the wounds were defensive in nature. According to Larissa, Fucci's knife was found in a pond in close proximity to Bailey's body. The tip of the knife was broken off and found by the medical examiner inside Bailey's body, according to an autopsy report released Wednesday. He stabbed her so hard he broke the fucking knife. Jesus.
Hitting bone, I guess.
Yeah. The bottom line is that premeditation could be inferred, certainly just from the sheer number of stab wounds that Tristan Bailey had to suffer, said Larissa. To say it was horrific could arguably be an understatement. That's one of the reasons Larissa cited as why Fucci will be tried as an adult for first-degree murder. 14. Larissa said, quote, I hope the parents will learn something from this vicious and brutal murder, and that this is, and what that is that you need to know what your kids are doing and what they are saying, because while we might not be able to stop these brutal and vicious murders from happening, we ought to at least try. He kind of reminds me of Dylan Roof, actually, with the hair a little bit. Fucci's girlfriend told one investigator, so he has a girlfriend, that he hears voices in his head when he's angry, and said the voices would tell him that he is worthless and a disappointment and told him to kill people.
Now, what we don't know is if he actually did, or was he just saying that shit because he's an
Right.
asshole white boy
Exactly.
saying something to get a reaction.
Right. Or to be like, it's not my fault.
And I know there's someone tuned in that's like, you see, and that's why they won't come forward and say anything, because that response right there. Nigga, this is the reputation white men and boys have collectively earned. Mm-hmm. Earn a different reputation.
The girlfriend also said that on occasion, Fucci would surprise her from behind and put a knife to her throat and pretend to slit it, and he had nicknames for his two knives, Picker and Poker. She told detectives less than a month before Bailey was killed, Fucci told her he was going to kill someone. He was going to find a person walking at night, drag them into the woods, and stab them. She said Fucci knew something was wrong, and she wanted him to reach out for help. So, like, I can't go too hard on her because presumably she's also 13, 14, 15. That seems to be the age range of everyone involved here.
Yeah.
But also, like, y'all need to stop giving this fucking plausible deniability to these boys. He came up behind you with a knife and pretended to slit your throat as a joke. He has nicknames for his knives. He told you he was going to murder somebody, and y'all didn't tell anyone. Y'all just said, please go to therapy.
And remember the George Carlin bit, or said, one of the stupidest things people say is it's the quiet ones you gotta worry about. And it's
They're
like,
never
what about
quiet.
the fucking loud one that's sitting there, that's standing on the bar talking about, I'll kill everyone in here. I'm gonna watch that guy.
Right, so yeah, he said he was going to find someone at night, drag him into the woods, and stab them. Okay, well... when Fucci was in the back of the St. John's deputy cruiser before he was arrested, he called his girlfriend to say he was going to plead the fifth. Oh, and he took a... Oh, this kid is a fucking dick. He took a selfie in the back of a police car and tagged it, has anyone seen Tristan lately? That's the name of the girl he killed. So he literally was taking selfies from the cop car saying, does anyone know where Tristan is? Fucking dick.
Yeah, and some who raised him? Who was he around? look in his phone. What's his YouTube history? What's his 4chan login name? Hell, who does he have for? Does 4chan have private messages? Who's he share private messages with?
What's the fucking one that they're all on now?
Gab?
Gab and
The Kiwi?
Kiwi Farms. No, the Discord.
They're Discording now.
Yeah, a lot of the shit goes down on Discord.
So I need to delete our Discord?
Oh, we don't have to. Ours is fine.
Okay, because I think we made it so we could interact with Leslie and them folks.
We did, yeah. But yeah, that's the thing, because like we made our own little like room, and you can, anyone can make their own room, and there are some rooms that are, yeah.
Okay, I don't know. I don't really know I know Facebook. Yeah. I'm damn good at that. I'm such a Facebooker.
Yeah, well, basically the equivalent would be like in Discord, like what servers and shit are you on, or what private groups are you on Facebook? It's like the same question.
They're bold enough to use the language server.
Oh, yeah.
They call it a server.
A lot of them do, yeah.
That's bold. It's not a server. Stop playing around.
All right, so Dr. Stephen Bloomfield is a forensic psychologist who specializes in violent outbursts. Bloomfield said, quote, "Something happened." Well, no shit, Sherlock. Thank you, Dr. Bloomfield.
Check him out.
I could tell you something happened. Can I have a fucking PhD, please? Shit.
Hey, Fiends Toledo. Hey, something happened.
Right. A girl got stabbed 115 times and your commentary is something happened?
Nigga, every fucking thing is something happened. Nigga, if a car is driving down the street, a mechanic must have fixed a tire on it. Something happened.
So according to Dr. Bloomfield, something happened. There was a click of rage or something where he couldn't control his impulse.
Couldn't control it. What about the day before? What about every other fucking time in his life that he was pissed the fuck off?
Okay, but my thing though is like, and I know I'm not a psychologist or psychiatrist, but these mental illness in court cases like this is always very bizarre to me because I honestly don't know how you can go from stabbing someone, I think they said 115 times, 118 times? What did they say? 114 times. So he stabbed
35 above the neck.
35 above the neck. Stabbed her 114 times, calls his knives picker and poker, has threatened to murder people. All this shit. But then when he gets arrested, he's taking selfies from the back of the cop car, mocking it, saying who knows where Tristan is, and telling his girlfriend he's going to plead the fifth to get out of it. That sounds like premeditation. Now, it's not going to work, obviously, but he's not that smart and he doesn't know that yet. But the point being, it's very hard to convince me that he has a mental illness where he just like snapped and lost all control when he then immediately starts taking selfies, making fun of the dead victim and talking about how he's going to get out of it by pleading the fifth. Like that doesn't seem like that flows to me. You know what I mean? Does that, I don't know.
Yes.
Like, because you went from batshit crazy to cold calculated, I'm getting out of this very quickly. There was not a lot of downtime here.
Yeah, like, and the whole thing really is like, yeah, there is a degree of cold calculation, but not like a nefarious genius.
Right.
This is really just an asshole white guy who is an asshole white guy in the wrong way.
Yeah.
Right? If he would have did this as a cop and tased her in the face, like 2013 story I covered, and she died that way, then that would have just been a hero in the line of duty.
Right.
Much like how you said he reminds you of Dylan Roof with the hair, because he's a fucking doofus as a white supremacist, as a male supremacist, right? He's just a doofus at it and did it in a way that he sacrificed himself to the prison system in a way in which he can't really contribute to the systems that uphold his, what could have been his position of power. Yeah, he sacrificed his position of power for a moment of lustful rage, if you will.
Yeah, I could see that. And then Ken Jefferson, a safety expert for News4Jax, said, quote, "If someone had spoken up, this possibly could have been avoided. Maybe they could have gotten to him in time to get inside of his head to see what's making him tick."
What the fuck is the same thing that's inside Paul Ryan's head when him and Todd Aiken were in a picture together looking like goofballs because they were trying to literally pass a legitimate rape bill. That's what's in his fucking head. Legitimate rape bills. God damn. We have representation for what the fuck this young man is at the very top of everything in Trump and Biden. Let's not forget the name Tara Reid, people.
Right. Shit, Epstein still.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So according to the affidavit from St. Johns County Sheriff's Office, Fucci was interviewed on the morning of May 9th. At 1:45 a.m., the warrant states two people believed to be Bailey and Fucci were seen walking east along Saddlestone Drive. It states that surveillance video at 3:27 recorded a person believed to be Fucci walking alone, carrying a pair of white Nike shoes. Bailey's body was found. Oh, what a fucking dick. Bailey's body was found later that day on Mother's Day. Seriously? All right. That's not the day you want to find your child. I thought I had more down here. My bad.
Oh.
Okay, so Mother's Day. All right. Near a retention pond in a cul-de-sac in the Durbin Crossing subdivision, less than half a mile from Fucci's home. The discovery was made by a neighbor around 6 p.m., roughly 8 hours after Bailey's family reported her missing. News 4 Jack spoke with a local attorney who said the new information released sets up a long, grueling court case. He said there are some details that may come into play. First and foremost, as we're dealing with a juvenile here, yes, but he's being treated as an adult, so I don't know. And also, I should point out that the girl he killed is, like, conventionally attractive. She's thin. She seems to be able-bodied. She's blonde. Like, you can't stab little white girls in the face 35 times.
You know, and
you
which
just can't.
I'll note that, like, when you said skinny, able-bodied, blonde, that was the image from the white woman in a different clip we did, where she had the girl in the bulletproof thing for school. Mm-hmm. Blonde, little, able-bodied white girl.
Yep. Looking like one of the kids from Village of the Damned.
Oh,
In that dress. With that dress. Okay, so Holzbar, this is the attorney they went to just to get his insights, who is not affiliated with the case, said that a case involving a child murder suspect who on paper seems to lack self-awareness is probably not mature enough to understand the consequences of the charges he faces.
Shit. Nigga, you think he doesn't know prison exists?
Right, and also, like, you think he doesn't know he can't kill people? Because, like, that is always the shit I notice with these, and of course this is children, so it's slightly different, but these cases where it's like a misogyny, clearly like a misogyny fueled case, or like a homophobic ruled situation, or like, you know what I mean, or a racism fueled situation, they never attack people who would be seen as, like, I guess a challenge. Like, you stabbed a little white girl in the face. You didn't fucking go, like, try to, you know, beef with, like, a grown-ass woman who does kickboxing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they never fucking do.
And then dealing with a child, like, as if they can't differentiate between a 5-year-old and a 14-year-old. That nigga knows that he can go to prison for that shit. Mm-hmm. He knows it's fucked up all around. Yeah. That's why he didn't just go walk up to a random white girl in the middle of a McDonald's and stab her to death. As it tends to go, it's someone you know.
Yep. Holzber, this is the attorney, said his age opens the door for many defenses on the young man's behalf, and said that a lot will happen before the case goes to trial. There will be a lot of evaluations and psychological screenings. Full analysis of his background and environment will come into play. But then I have to ask, like, what kind of environment is he living in that apparently he's just pulling knives on people as a joke? Because ain't nobody fucking pulling a knife on me like it's a fucking joke.
Yeah, and the cold shit is, like, and I don't want to get into a knife fight. I hate injuries, but I am a blue-collar worker. I quite literally always have a severely sharp blade on me. So keep in mind, like, if you pull your dull kitchen knife out on me, we're both going to be hurt, but you're going to have very deep infected cuts.
Yeah.
Because also, the only shit that my knife touches is shit that is in a factory.
Ooh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm just, like, glancing to see if there's any more details. They did find the murder weapon. It was a hunting knife, apparently.
Okay. Oh, you can do some hurting.
Yeah, but, like, I don't think it's legal for kids to have those. This is fucking Florida, so who the fuck knows what the laws are down there, but, like, up here, you can't have a knife that big. You can't just walk around with that shit.
Oh, is there, like, inches to, like, the amount of knife or weight? I don't know.
In Illinois, it's based on inches, and you cannot just be walking around with shit like that.
Because that is, you start fucking around with, like, does it become like a sword at some point?
Yeah, well, because at that point, it's so big, like, it's clearly being used for a weapon. It's not like a pocket knife where you're like, oh, let me pull it out and, like, cut this, like, loose string on my shirt or some shit. You're walking around with that because you're trying to fuck somebody up.
Yeah, like, mine is super sharp because it is a box cutter because...
But it's short because it's for work, because it's meant
I
for...
literally cut boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
Boxes in zip ties. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. So that's what's going on with that case. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it reminds me of the little
Oh,
white
he
boy.
cut his hair, by the way.
Oh, to look better in court?
Yeah.
God damn, is that a common one?
Yeah.
Jesus, can we get a super cut of leftif podcasters? Leftif. Why
Leftif?
a super cut of leftist podcasters covering when a white boy cut his hair before court.
I think the worst one, though, was the Nazi, right? Do you remember
Where
that
they
one?
let him get the tattoos removed or covered?
He didn't get him removed, but he got that that like professional grade like cover up makeup to cover his face Nazi tattoos because the judge felt it would be prejudicial. But could you imagine being on the jury just thinking it's a white dude and then like you see him after the trial and he's just got like a big ass fucking swastika tattooed on his face?
Yeah, because that's also lying to the jury.
Right,
You're making the jury less informed, which
Right.
again, none of you actually believe in any of these bullshit values. The free speech you don't believe in. You don't even believe in the Third Amendment, you lying fuck. You would so soon force me to quarter soldiers in my home. I fucking know it. None of you believe in any of this shit you espouse.
Look.
The entirety of whiteness is that thou protesteth too much. The lot of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I know it sounds like a stretch and I'm just being like a boomer and whining about it, but as far as quartering soldiers, I think that it should also be illegal for them to call and ask you for money for donations. Do not ever fucking call me and ask me to donate to a policeman's ball. I never, ever, ever will.
And best believe, like, the times that you called me, I'm just going to hold you on the line asking you stupid questions. It's like, so, do you think that I am a nigger? I have done that on the phone with them for minutes.
That's funny.
And also, they will not let you say that on TikTok. Like, I was trying to mock a white man on TikTok, and it fucking muted the entire video because I said the word nigger.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I also wonder if it's because it's hard R. Like, if I would have said knucka, like, would it have picked it up? Yeah.
Right. That's worth noting. The last thing I'm going to say about this case where this young individual stabbed Tristan Bailey, his lawyers are like filing all their like little motions and shit now. One of the motions that they filed is one that will prevent the jury from seeing the autopsy photos or the crime scene photos because they don't want to see how bad he fucked that girl up.
This, again, pathological to whiteness. You can't see the Nazi tattoos on the face. You can't see the fucking what you just mentioned there. You can't see this lesson in school because it's critical race theory. Before they had the language critical race theory, it was just anti-American.
Yep.
Or it was just, Southern lost cause. We got to teach them about happy slaves. I remember, like, when I was in grade 5, the entirety of slavery in the history book was the corner of a page. It wasn't even a part of the chapter or the page. It was like, you know how they'll have like a blurb? Maybe that's language. That was it. That was slavery.
Really?
And the Civil War was also a blurb.
Damn.
In grade 5 history. And for me, folks, like, you know what shit is like now? This was 1994. All right.
Okay. It's interesting that you say that because we did actually have a decent slavery and Civil War unit, but I think that's also because of the geography, because where we were in the North, a lot of it got to be written as, and then we sent troops to help the Union,
'Cause it's
so we get
Illinois.
to talk about it, right? And then we had all these spots on the Underground Railroad to help slaves run away because slavery was terrible. Aren't we amazing? There was like a lot of that, but because it was also like the patting on the back, it did actually open the door to more actual history.
And I think that like the difference between my experience and yours, because like Phoenix Leader's only 2 years older than me, right? So we're in the same realm, and because age gap is creepy, don't do it. I think that I lived in an example of the farther north you go, the further south you get. Right? And also like what north I was in. Washington State, right above Oregon. Oregon was the don't let niggers move here state,
right?
Which is the way it started. And then I think there's a degree of this, and I really don't care which descendants of white immigrants get offended by this, but I think that there being a high population of Scottish Irish folks out there, I think that led to those racist attitudes of how you want to teach race in America as well, because Scots are assholes.
Well, and I think that a lot of that too is personally, I find that like the white ethnic groups that tend to have the most anti-blackness among them are oftentimes the one that weren't allowed to be white until they engaged in anti-blackness. So they're white now, but they still never let that anti-blackness go, right? So you see with like a lot of Italians, right? Scotch Irish, yeah. Like there's a lot of weird racism in some of those groups. But I really do wonder if that is because of, from the historical standpoint that they weren't allowed to be white until they became anti-black. So they're like, oh, that's all it takes? Well, fuck these niggers, right?
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, fuck,
And then they have that because like they got to come here and become slave owners. Like they literally got to come here in two ways on slavery, to become slave owners, and in particular when Cotton Money built institutions like Harvard University, they actually advertised for Scottish immigrants in their late teens and early 20s to come to our new university. So they literally came here on the backs of slavery. Why wouldn't they support it moving all the way up into the 1990s? Yes. We're on here making clips.
We are making clips. Oh my goodness. Yes.
Oop. Snap that.
Indeed.
And back on that one. Ooh, I don't know if you'd want to take a break after this one. Like for a break, I could straight up play like the Green News Report.
I was thinking about going across the street and getting a mics maybe.
Okay, going across the street and getting the mics maybe.
Yeah.
Right? I could even stop the live stream and restart it.
We could.
Yeah, we're in the office wine cellaring like all day, folks.
Yeah, seriously, we're going to be here for hours, y'all.
Yeah. And then I'm going to be a little longer as I clip stuff. Well, actually, it's already clipped, so I'll really just be uploading separate clips by themselves with a bit of bell and whistle to them, as I think the bells and the whistles are both very cool.
And I'm trying to check Twitter comments, too, if anyone is commenting in the threads, so...
Oh, yeah, no one's commenting on the Facebook.
Okay.
But there are just a few folks tuned in that are like, hey, this is neat. I can see what these niggas talk about before they talk about it. And I see you have one queued, but I'll go ahead and honcho the next one. Okay. So you can move about, do about, groove about. I know you're pointing and clicking, typing and posting.
Okay.
Oh, no?
Oh, I didn't. I was like, wait. The way you said it, I was like, wait, am I supposed to be doing something specific right now?
Oh no, I really do just be talking old niggerishly, as if everyone understands that. All right.
No, you're gonna be one of those uncles that they make Twitter threads about.
Oh, cause what do they do now?
Oh, it was just like a, how you always have that old black man in your family who sounds like he's dropping wisdom, but it don't make no sense when you think about it.
No, it doesn't. Yes. That's why I have a niece.
It is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. And if you ain't what it is, Yeah,
you do. You got to do what you got to does. Everyone knows this. If you don't, enjoy the results of your ignorance. Better do some research, kids. All right.
Yes.
So these are the kind of things that I'm into these days. Am I the butthole?
Oh, yes.
Is what this person is asking. All right, let's see. So this person, they type in, I, a 27-year-old male, used to have a wonderful relationship with a woman I love, a 26-year-old female. Okay. However, 5 years ago, she got drunk, had a one-night stand, and got pregnant from it. It can't be mine. I can't have kids due to a horseback riding injury when I was a teen. Woo! Didn't get the guy's name, no way to find him, so he's out of the picture. My wife decided to keep it, and we almost went through a divorce. You should have just gone through a divorce. You don't stay with a cheater. Because a cheater is also putting you at risk of getting STDs. Like, I think that's a high degree of just disrespect and disregard. Like, STDs exist still, folks. I know you're having your fun on Tinder.
Yeah, I think people just don't take it seriously because it's sort of assumed that like there's a pill for everything now. So like a lot of people do not have necessarily the fear, but remember that super strain gonorrhea is coming.
No, and you're gonna end up like that white woman that decided to tell the world that she has herpes, but also that she doesn't disclose to partners. By Krista Greco of the Guerrilla Feminism. Again, I'm not putting it. That's from her thread that she decided to make. That everyone else had to be like, well, we didn't want to know that.
No, we did not want to know that.
But they continue, right? Decided to keep it. They almost went through a divorce, but couples therapy made us decide to try again. Very illogical. We're still in therapy now. So basically, someone with student loan threat is milking your stupid ass decisions. Since I still have a hard time trusting her. That's because you're not supposed to be a couple anymore. Probably weren't supposed to in the first place.
Wait, what? This story don't be making no type of sense.
But then also, if you knew that you couldn't have offspring, you should have spent several years interacting with one person before even really getting heavy into some sort of move-in relationship, marriage, and all that, to guarantee you're with someone that 100% doesn't want kids. Not just someone that like, oh, I'm fine with not having kids. Someone who is against having kids is going to be a better partner for you, to me.
Maybe. I mean, I guess it depends if he ever wanted kids or not himself. But no, what was interesting was the way that something he said got framed, where he said that they were going to, did he say they were going to try to have kids? Or do in vitro or something? What the fuck did he say?
I did not see that there. 5 years ago, she got drunk, got pregnant.
Said to keep it. Almost went through divorce couples.
Therapy.
Oh.
Decide to try the relationship
I was
again.
like, wait, are they trying to have a baby? Okay, that threw me off for a second.
Yeah.
But then also like,
he has more story.
Oh yeah. God, of course he does. All right, let's. He's the asshole, by the way. Well, I mean, they're both the asshole, but yeah.
And he says, so she had her son. We talked a lot about it, and I made it clear that I'm okay taking on a step-parent role. It's not... A step-parent is when two people were a couple, had a kid, they break up, one of them keeps the kid, new person comes in, that's a step-parent. This is some sort of unplanned surrogacy, nigga. All right, but let's use the language step-parent. He's taking on a step-parent role, but I wasn't willing to fully be his dad. I wouldn't adopt him, but I would help raise him and get him off to college. My wife agreed to this and became a stay-at-home mom so she could take care of him and take care of him with help from her parents. And I've pretty much been the fun uncle-like guy. I play with him, buy him games, try my best to not resent him, and I am in therapy for this. Nigga, your life is stupid. You're fucking stupid. Stupid ass. And mostly I'm fucking passing. I'm already hitting my conclusions before I get to the end of this. Mm-hmm. How do people do these? That not resent him. I'm in therapy for this, and mostly just stay out of the way of my wife's parenting. He even calls me uncle instead of dad. He knows I am not his father and is just happy to play video games with me and chill. Well, recently my wife has started talking about me adopting him, something I'm not willing to do. I made it clear that if anything happened, I would go that he would go live with her parents and I'd send child support. This nigga's life is stupid. If they couldn't take him, I wouldn't put him in foster care or anything, but I also wasn't willing to take on the responsibility of being his father when I am not. Wait, so like adopting, what, that just means legal guardian, right?
Yeah.
But does that also mean like if you break up, you pay child support, I'm guessing?
I don't know with legal guardian, but I'm thinking it more in terms of like you actually do need a legal guardian because like someone has to sign your school papers and someone has to like have the medical authorization to take you to the doctor for your checkup and shit. Like, you need a legal guardian if you're a child.
Yeah, so it's like he's trying to be petty and not petty at the same time,
It's
when you
weird.
could just also just be broken up.
Yeah.
Like, are you just really worried about, like, your place in the world of whatever the fuck dating market, relationships and shit, and you don't think you're gonna find, because, like, if this is a man and I'm going by the patriarchy I know, right, just to pay, like, maybe there's a new patriarchy out there, but going by the patriarchy I know, is he just a man and she is a level of pretty, beautiful or whatever, attractive or whatever, that he doesn't think he'll get again if he leaves her, so he's just staying for that bit of trophyism in his life.
You gotta wonder.
It sounds like that. It is. This shit sounds so fucking stupid. None of this, not one sensible decision has been made.
No.
They continue, won't put him in foster care or anything. Happy to be the uncle, since that's what life threw at me. That's what life, no, you're choosing to be in this. This is not what life threw at you. I swear. And you know what? I want to put up a picture of a person that almost lived to be a century, because I bet he white. This is a white attitude. You think life just threw shit at you. The only people of which life throws nothing at. All my decisions are made that I made are just life throwing shit at me.
Life throwing shit at me.
Nigga. That was you. You chose to go to the fucking neo-Nazi march or run people over, and now you're in prison. Life threw it at me. What the fuck is wrong with these niggas? Hey, okay. What do we got going on now? She's even been manipulating the poor kid, saying he should start calling me dad instead of uncle, like he has his entire life, which is upsetting and confusing the poor boy. This situation has worked for the last 5 years, and I don't know why she's trying to change something that isn't broken, or force me into a role I told her years ago I wasn't willing to accept, which she was fine with until just recently. Update. After reading everything, I told my wife I was leaving and pursuing that divorce.
Yeah.
I think I've been ready to do so for a while, but just needed the push. This has led to a complete meltdown, but I stayed firm, packed everything up, and moved in with my brother across town. I have already contacted the landlord to tell him I would pay for 2 more months' rent. After that, everything needs to be switched to her. Talking to my lawyer, it was verified that due to the process I went through after the birth to establish I wasn't the father, I would not have to pay child support or alimony, which is something very rare and uncommon anyway where I live. He's already working on the paperwork. No idea what'll happen, but once it does, I'll cut full contact. My wife has tried to call and text multiple times, but I've refused to talk. I'll post another update when I know more.
Is it highly rated ESH? Because this is an ESH.
Oh, that's what is in this first comment. It says ESH. Everything about this is pretty terrible. Her cheating, you purposefully distancing yourself from the child who was not yours through no fault of his own. No fault of your own either. To whoever this person commenting is. The cheater cheated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this is an ESH. Everyone sucks here. I don't like either one of these people. Because, like, you can't make him take on the role of a father, but it's also shitty if you're going to date someone with kids and then not be willing to, like, step in and do some parenting stuff from time to time. Like, what the fuck? And then also, you know, because this is something that we talk about a lot on the show, is, you know, who raised this person? Who put this out in the world? And, like, if all you're doing is playing video games with him and not any type of moral development, any type of ethical development, not fostering intellectual curiosity, like, yeah, like, he could just fucking be on well, I mean, obviously not, because this kid's like 5 or 6 or something, but, like, he could just be on fucking 4chan or Reddit in those fucking, you know, neo-Nazi groups, and you would be fine with that as long as he's not bothering you. So that you're just gonna, like, foist a Proud Boy on the world because he's not your son? Like, the rest of us have to live with this too, actually, not just you. And, like, if you're gonna stay, then stay. If you're gonna leave, then leave. Don't do this half-ass shit. Ugh.
Yeah. Nah, the half-ass shit is fun.
I don't like it.
It's far more of a joy to be half-assed with one's shit.
Is it?
Far more of a joy.
I think you're making stuff up.
All right, so I'm covering the hard-hitting issues.
Yes.
Popping back up into your business.
Okay. I also had an Am I the Asshole, but now I have to cover something serious.
All right, that sounds fair.
So, after Colorado enacted a salary transparency law, job listings dropped, but employment went up. How fun is that? Early data suggests that more people want to find work in Colorado now that employers are required to list salary ranges on job postings. That's even despite a drop in job openings within the state, according to new research from Recruitonomics, a site that analyzes labor market data. The July analysis looks at the impact of Colorado's Equal Pay for Equal Work Act, which went into effect in January 2021, and requires employers to disclose all salary ranges on all job ads. I love that, though. I want everyone to have to post that. Two notable things that happened in the first year after the law went into effect, according to research author Sam Kuhn. First, daily job postings fell by 8% in Colorado compared with neighboring Utah. The drop in Colorado jobs corresponds with reports that companies, were actively barring workers in the state from applying to some remote jobs or were taking work elsewhere in order to avoid the posting requirement. God, companies are so grimy. Second, the data shows that there was a 1.5 increase in Colorado's labor force participation rate relative to Utah's. Researchers note that the increase in Colorado workers can't be fully explained by the passage of the transparency law, but it corresponds with the general hiring boom across the U.S. as economies recovered from COVID shutdowns, though in many cases, companies couldn't hire enough. When compared with other places, however, it seems workers in Colorado were more eager to take up work. Oh, so you're saying people like it when they know what they're going to get paid before they apply for a job?
Yeah, like I passed by some building, like when I first came to this part of the country, like the numbers were posted on every job hiring sign, but like in the past 6 months or so, like, yeah, it's just a whole bunch of we're hiring, find out later, nigga, how much you gonna get paid.
Right.
Which shows that they don't want to, because before it was like, you know, to some degree for working class entry level people where you don't have to have a degree or any training, you can just walk in and start getting paid this. Mm-hmm. Like posting that, hey, we're hiring for $19.50 an hour, $20 an hour, $18 an hour. That's something you can brag about.
Yeah.
What are the numbers now that they don't want to brag about them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because this area we're in, there is no requirement to show that number. Nope. They show that by choice.
Yep. And the places who do show it have the highest rates.
Yeah.
Like there's a factory right down the street from us. What is it, like $21.75 they're starting at the dairy place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one $17.50, right? They were starting to see, but like now that they changed what the start is, they're not showing the number anymore. Mm-hmm. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah. So this is interesting. And the article is basically, I'm not even going to read it because it's just pundits going back and forth about whether or not this is good. So, of course, the pro-corporate people are saying you're going to have less postings and that's bad for the economy. But on the flip side of that, you're going to have more serious people applying because they know exactly what they're applying for. There is no, do a resume, fill out an application, get to the interview, and then realize it's like $6 an hour less than you thought it was or some shit,
Yeah.
So I think it's a good thing. I would like to see it. And apparently more states and cities are adopting similar transparency laws, including California and New York. So if those two do it, maybe we'll see this happen on like a national scale because California and New York are not small job market areas.
Yeah.
So maybe like we're on the way to getting that.
Yeah, it's like California in and of itself is a global competitor.
Right. Aren't they like the 5th or 6th like largest economy in the world?
5th on the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would like to see more of that actually. So yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Clip it.
Clip it. I am hungry. is weird because I just ate.
All right, it's weird because I just ate. We're leapfrogging, and I better move on over to them fellas and get on down with the real deal. Come on. Information coming from August 22nd. All right, so I am about 13 or so days late. Article up by Shepard Price for the San Antonio Express, and it's reposted by the folks over at the Houston Chronicle.
Oh, just as a side note, people said they're commenting on the Facebook Live.
How come I'm not seeing that? Oh, holy shit. I just reloaded and it popped up right there.
Oh.
That came up a little quick and fast.
No.
There we go. And there's some tuned in, Britton Gadsden, and tuned in, and yep, there's David Loco, there's Janine Loco. Howdy ho, neighbors. Howdy do, and all that flavor. Here, I'll throw one at you right here. Come on. Where's that dooba doop skip bop ribble rap?
It's a chance to do good for us boys in the hood. Just call us NWA, Neighbors with Appetizers.
Absolutely not.
So Shepard Price tells us that those coming to Texas for a tax break, which you heard a lot of that noise coming out of Joe Rogan and Ben Shapiro, as far as like the loudest voices I heard talking about that, because I think Joe Rogan was in California and Colorado. I don't know if he was back and forth between those places, but I know about him living and broadcasting from both of those states.
Yeah.
And like, of course, mega millionaires love to whine about California taxes. So he went to Texas to pay no taxes.
Which also, like, I wish that we could see these people's actual tax returns when they say shit like this. Because, you know, I just feel like someone who is a multimillionaire probably has a better tax guy than someone who makes $200,000 a year.
Yeah.
And I feel like, regardless of what the tax law is, that's not necessarily an indicator of how much you are paying or how much you're getting away with if you have that kind of money, you know?
Yeah.
I don't like it.
And so they're going there for a tax break. And they want to turn around if they are not at the top. They may want to turn around if they're not at the top 1% of earners, as we've just mentioned. And I love, the word earners. That is being woefully misused. I need new glasses. A recent post on Reddit's main economic forum. And I still don't have a Reddit account. I literally just don't. It's and for no reason other than it's an ugly website to navigate. It's just ugly and weird and stupid. And like, I legitimately just don't like navigating it. And like, I don't know what it's like for you, Phoenix Collider.
As far as navigating it?
Yeah, with Reddit.
I mean, I think it's ugly, but I can function on it.
Yeah, like I'll click something and I'll be like, okay, show whole thread. Why am I on a different topic? What the fuck happened?
Yeah, I think that like my big thing though is that one of the reasons I stay on Twitter is because everyone aggregates their shit to Twitter. So I'm always seeing like Reddit threads on there, so I don't really have to have a Reddit account to. Okay. You know.
Yeah, it's like there's some celebrities you don't have to follow. Everyone's going to share their shit.
Exactly.
Taking a look at these. So they continue saying, so this is on Reddit's main economic forum, and it included a 2018 graphic that showed Texans, which would be Texas residents. They pay more taxes than California residents unless they are in the top 1%. The post is one of the highest rated in the last month on the social media platform. It is unclear why the post is being shared now, because that's what folks do. The graphic is of the data from the 6th edition of the Institute of Taxation Policy and who pays, and it shows that Texas folks in the bottom 20% of income earners who are earning less than $20,900 pay 13% of their income in state and local taxes, while those in the top 1%, which would be $617,000 a year or more, they pay 3.1%. You got like a good inversion there, 13% to 3.1%. In California, the bottom 20% of income earners, those earning less than $23,200, they pay 10.5% in the state and local taxes, while the top 20% those earning $714,000, they pay 12.4%. Texas was the second most regressive tax state behind only Washington, and low-income taxpayers bear a disproportionate share of the tax burden. Damn, so Washington State is has regressive taxes.
Interesting.
Yeah. God damn. See how that one socialist on the Seattle City Council just made the whole state go left?
It did.
God damn.
Good job, Miss Sawant.
Texas, they're the second most regressive. Boop-a-doop boop. And the latest, they have a quote here from a person that it does not show up as known yet. Carl Davis. Quote from Carl Davis saying, each state has some regressive taxes on the books, whether that be sales tax, motor fuel tax, tobacco tax, even property tax is somewhat regressive. Davis continues to say, however, unlike the other states, Texas has no progressive counterbalance. So what I'm guessing is, if you're around, like, where I was as a child in Spanaway, if you're around, Puyallup, Bremerton, areas like that in Washington State, you're going to see some shitty tax policies. Also, don't forget the other side of the Cascades. Everything between the Cascade Mountain Range and Montana is also all Washington State. You know, the Rachel Dolezal area, where they filmed Knockaround Guys. All right, like, all of that is also Washington. And so if all of that has regressive tax, but Tacoma and Seattle and Federal Way and Lakewood all have progressive tax, that's 4 cities against the rest of the state.
Right.
All right. Continuing down toward the end here. Robert Perrone, a tax professor at the University of Texas at Austin School of Law, they noted that, quote, Who Pays, end quote, the Who Pays series appears to base its results on real-world data and policy. Nothing substantial has changed in the state tax-wise since 2018. However, all think tanks have their own viewpoints, with the nonprofit leaning liberal. For its data, the nonprofit relied on IRS income tax data, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics Consumer Expenditure Survey, and a sales tax data and property tax data from sources like the Census Bureau. I can't front. I hate articles like this. Yeah,
I do too. But also the word data just sounds like so terrifying. Like data sounds like boogeyman now.
Yeah,
like your data's everywhere and everyone's always fucking stealing it and looking at it without your permission.
Yeah, and I wish that like they had style editors as well as professionalism editors, because like this is a horrific article for a pedestrian person to read.
Yeah,
this is bad. Yeah, like exactly who the fuck is supposed to learn what from this? And that's why we comment along with it, right? I have to say all of this area can have this county can have their taxes, and this city could do something different, but these 2 cities did this, and that's why the majority of the state is bad and the minority is good.
Yes.
You're welcome. Fucking stupid shit. All right, but that's the Houston Chronicle, but also this is coming from San Antonio Express News. So, San Antonio Express News, I know you're not listening and you don't care. Please get style editors on staff.
Yes.
Thank you for not doing that.
Oh, wait, did we have any good comments? We didn't read any of the comments.
Ooh.
And people were listening on Facebook.
Let me pop back in. There we are. Uh-oh. Skip back. Folks, those dead moments right there are when I am stopping and restarting recording new clips as we are live. Oh yeah, this thing really does do its darn thing to hide these skibble flap comments. Britton Gads is saying, the thing is, I don't have a problem of RSVPing no to a wedding that I don't feel like participating in if they...
Damn it.
Knock their phones over.
Excuse me. It also like fades them away. Just show me the live chat. Stop fading it away. Of a wedding that I don't feel like participating in if they pull something like that. Britain is speaking to the story we covered of the
puppet wedding.
The puppet wedding. Yeah, where the bride and groom play puppets.
Yeah.
But also everyone else also has to play puppets.
Yes.
And we don't feel like doing that. I already didn't want to leave the house. And it's my day off. You're literally telling me to work for fun on my day off. B word, I am grown. I'm not doing that. And
that's funny.
And Britain Loco continuing saying, what's also wild is the parents saw nothing disturbing about their child's behavior, like witnessed absolutely nothing.
Yep.
That one is coming from the story that we covered of the 14-year-old that murdered the 13-year-old girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it actually reminds me of the Parkland shooter guy, right? Because that was the one where he had knives and police actually confiscated the knives and his dad lied and said the knives were his, not his son's.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't get taken, and then helped him apply for a gun permit. Like, this boy was out here holding knives up to people's throats pretending to murder them. Y'all didn't think that was a problem? Okay.
No. Boys being boys. Right? Having fun. Did you have something that you wanted to dig into before break time?
I have so many. Do we want something fun or something serious or something weird?
Oh,
or
maybe
something...
go out on a fun note. And I won't play a green news report, folks. I'll just stop this broadcast. We will take our break and we'll literally just go live and we'll notify when we do. But also don't forget that we'll be using this so that whatever you miss, we will drop clips from this throughout the week. That's the best way to do this with how things are right now. All right, because Monday morning, you know what's going to happen? I'm leaving the house at about 3:15 a.m. and I'm getting home at about 3:30 p.m. And then Tuesday, I'm leaving the house at about 3:30 a.m. and I'm getting back at about 8:30 p.m. I'm going to be gone that long. And also that in particular, that's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Then Friday, leaving the house at about 4 a.m. and getting back at about 3:30 p.m. So the weekdays are swamped. I do a couple of Tic-Tac videos from inside my little fucking office closet. And that's the best I can do while I'm on shift on break. But like, it's best to get a bunch of recording done on the weekend so that I can drop clips throughout the week. Because the work week, I'm hitting 73 hours. And though I'm not really destroying my body doing these hours because I'm not doing line work, production work anymore, I still have to be there. I can't be at home in the studio producing everything with the bells and whistles. Mm-hmm. All right.
Yes.
You had some thugumaniacal, Negro-maniacal, or did you need me to?
Negro-maniacal? I don't know about that. So okay, it's kind of funny, kind of not funny. This is like a white on white crime, I think.
Oh.
I think we
yes.
Can. Yeah.
White on white crime.
Yes. Have you heard of Robert Mondragon?
No.
He is 29. Holy shit, he's 29?
Years old.
Okay, he's 29 years old, and his ink mimics that of a mass shooter from the TV show American Horror Story. Would you like to guess what he did in Florida?
Robert Mondragon in Florida.
Yes.
I think that he stole somebody's pet cockatoo and used it for its blood in his Chex Mix.
Ironically, you're not as far off as you would think.
All right. Been doing this. Wait, did I type in what's that name on this feller again?
Robert Mondragon.
Why I typed in Von Dragon. Okay.
Oh, yeah, like M-O-N dragon, one word. Yeah. So you said he was mutilating birds?
Yes.
Well, he did mutilate a duck.
But he gets to do that.
He gets to do that?
Or do you think that he doesn't have freedom?
It's Florida. Who knows what the fuck is going on? Mondragon, who also sports a wild flock of seagulls style mullet in his creepy mugshot, allegedly then returned to dump a dead raccoon and possum at a memorial garden for Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. Do you think he's an Alex Jones fan?
Wait, he did what? I'm over here bringing his face up on screen.
He left a mutilated duck at the memorial garden at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. He then returned to dump a dead raccoon and possum at the scene. So do you think he's an Alex Jones fan?
I think he's a fan of the occult, which would make him an enemy of Alex Jones and his Christian crusade against the occult. Mm-hmm. Fact.
When Mondragon was pulled over for illegally tinting the windows of his white Nissan, the officer allegedly saw bird feathers and blood splattered across the passenger side floorboard.
That is, my guess was a little too damn close.
Kind of.
That's a little fucking creepy. Like, folks, dead serious. Like, if you've seen the wine cellar before, we don't cheat when we do these guessing games.
We do not.
Yeah, this was just an ironic one.
Mondragon told the deputy he had a bird in his car because he likes the blood smell from the dead animal. Oh, Jesus. Why?
Who doesn't?
Why?
Who doesn't?
An investigation later revealed Mondragon allegedly posing with dead animals on his phone, along with footage of his car near the memorial. He's 29. 29! The probe also revealed Mondragon's tattoo may be a nod to Tate Langdon's facial skull makeup in the TV series American Horror Story, although it looks more akin to a zombie raccoon on Mondragon. New York Post has some editorial style. A school crossing guard first noticed a duck with its gut sliced open on a bench at the memorial, and a raccoon was found the next day. A dead possum was spotted there 10 days later. The alleged animal corpse dumping came just days after the death penalty trial for Nicholas Cruz, who gunned down 17 people at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in 2018. Yeah. Mondragon was arrested on 3 counts of disfiguring a monument and held without bond, according to the Broward County Sheriff's Office. He was first arrested on August 4th for violating terms of his probation for a previous charge of indecent exposure. All right. Good. That's what's going on. So, do you think he's an Alex Jones fan, though? Because, like, there's something weird about leaving dead animals at a shrine to a school shooting.
No, that's...
No.
That used to be weird. That's the old weird.
What? What are you talking about?
No, I got nothing. That is way too fucking out there. It's out there, and it's a wild-ass white-on-white crime story without being action-packed.
Yeah.
He was like, he has enough weird that he doesn't have to put in extra effort for you. Not your mule. And you know what? That's right, white man.
Like a drug mule?
It's Florida. That's implied.
Uh-huh.
But he's not your mule, as in, like, he's not going to be one of these over-the-top white people for you. Like, as far as it's concerned, like, the animal abuse and mutilation and the tattooed face, like, that's all he has to do. He's not gonna run from the cops in glorious fashion, right? He's not gonna urinate on the cop's leg and say, fuck Trump. Okay, he's not gonna set up and booby trap his house. He's not gonna take off his pants and crash a van into a guy with a bicycle and then try to fight him while empty vodka bottles are rolling around in the van. All right, he's not going to drive a Power Wheels car down the street trying to get away from police. He's not going to get arrested, get out of jail, steal a car, and then crash the car back into the jail for you. He's not going to be like these other white-on-white crime stories. He's not going to break into someone's house, hire someone to do gay porn in that person's house, drink their wine, and defecate in their yard. These are real stories,
all
folks.
of them, every single fucking one. Did you mention the bathtub and the wheelchair with the gun?
That was booby trap.
Okay.
All I could say was booby trap because it was a bit much. There are a lot of them. But yeah, the hot tub rolling down and the wheelchair with the gun were significant booby traps. He's not doing that for you folks. All right, he's not going to go door to door in an apartment complex asking everyone to fight him or in a Wendy's parking lot.
I was about to say. Is he going to kick the window out of a cop car in a Walmart parking lot, though?
What? Because his grandma does ninja moves in Walmart or whatever the fuck they were doing in that damn story.
Again, y'all, these are all real stories that we have covered.
Yeah, he's not going to get caught masturbating in a Walmart parking lot and then grab the cop's buttocks when they try to stop him and say, quote, just let me feel it.
Yes.
That ain't happening. Not this white man.
Not this white man.
This white man. Let me bring his face back up on screen because I want to show you the face of white dignity.
Oh,
okay.
Lord.
Yeah. No, we're not having this. All right. You're going to respect this white man.
So I think his Facebook is down now, but he had posted a picture and he captioned it Knick Knack Paddywhack, and it's him holding an AR-15 or something that looks like an AR-15.
And all he said was Knick Knack Paddywhack. You fill in the blank. That sounds gangsta as fuck. Rolling through the hood in a motherfucking tank. Knick Knack Paddywhack, fill in the blank. Oh, Jesus. Laying bodies in the ground till the corpse gonna stank. Knick Knack Paddywhack, fill in the blank. I'd show you what the white man is and what the white man ain't. Knick Knack Paddywhack, fill in the blank. Nigga! Woo!
So, and according to police, they found text messages on his phone concerning school shootings, and his internet search history was focused primarily on school shooters, how to break into steel doors, and shootings involving multiple victims, pipe bombs, as well as slang terms for killing police officers. I like how they don't mention what those terms were.
Yeah.
I would like to know. Inquiring minds want to know. So, yeah, that's what this guy is doing. Shit. Yeah.
I'm telling you now, that is, and I'm zooming in harder on his face, folks, because I want you to know what the perfect Tinder profile looks like, all right?
Oh, God.
This is how you get the ladies.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
And of course this is fucking Broward County. Naturally. I was just trying to, I keep scrolling and, Googling. I was just trying to find his, because apparently he has previous arrests, what they're for, but I can't find his record, unfortunately.
Because he's down in Broward County going hard in the paint. Knick Knack Paddywhack, fill in the blank.
Goddamn.
Shit. Oh, man. Somebody please do that over the Real Compton City G's beat. Someone make that happen.
And this is actually on the Broward County Sheriff's webpage. All it says is during their investigation, investigators received valuable assistance from Coral Springs police officers based on previous offers with Mondragon and the ATF agents who are pursuing possible federal charges. But they won't say anything else. So apparently he's just known to law enforcement, and I would like to know more. Shit.
I've zoomed in too much.
Does he have the tattoo on his tongue, too?
Huh. Or is his tongue just split? He may be one of the split. Are his teeth gold? Oh, shit.
There's a lot happening.
The white man got gold teeth. Now, we callin' rank. Knick Knack Paddywhack, fill in the blank. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
This is BDSM getting white man spanked. Knick Knack Paddywhack, fill in the blank. But you know it's down in Florida, it might involve crank. Knick Knack Paddywhack, fill in the blank.
Joogie Boogie Boy, you say.
A little Joogie Boogie Boy, and it's a non-binary skank. Knick Knack Paddywhack, fill in the blank. Come on!
Okay, you're not allowed to watch Rent anymore.
What? You wanted me to fucking expand my emotional vocabulary so I could talk to my B word. And I'm doing it.
Niggas ain't shit.
What? Niggas ain't shit, so you need a couch to faint? Knick Knack Patty. All right, we're not doing this. That's the end of this fucking segment.
Y'all see what I have to put up with, though? See what I have to put up with?
No mas. Do you need your break time?
Yes, please.
All right. Break time, folks. We will go live again this same afternoon here that we are in.
Yeah, I just saw a tweet about the Tiffany Haddish thing, so.
Oh, yeah, Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're just not there yet. Let me stop all these. All right, folks, tuned into the Facebooks Live.